You want me to do, you have the attendance thing in front of you, or you want me
I
to,
have nothing.
when you get to roll call?
Yeah,
When you get to
I
roll
do not
call,
have
do
the
you want me to
attendance in
do?
front of me, unfortunately.
So would you like, when we get to roll call, that part, would you like me to call roll call?
Yes, please.
Got it. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, we can start now. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. I am not in the office today because I tested positive for COVID. I feel fine. I feel a little under the weather, but
Oh, gosh.
for everyone's safety, I chose to not go in person because the climate is no good. I did want to start our meeting by just having a moment of silence for Margaret, who passed away this morning, and just recognizing her with a few moments of silence. Okay. So, how's everyone doing today?
Oh, okay.
Mayor Martinez, the
Thank you.
representative from the mayor's office is here. She only has 15 minutes available on schedule, so.
Okay. Okay, so I won't take too much of your time. Go ahead and introduce yourself, and if you would like to just go ahead and speak, the floor is yours.
We have to do roll call and stuff before and everything.
Uh,
And do AC, have to do, the roll call with the,
Who's there? Yeah, for
extraordinary circumstances before, as we announce. Do you want me to do that real fast so that,
Yeah, so the announcement of members participating due to extraordinary circumstances is myself. um,
and
and yeah,
Rita Pactolo.
yes, and Rita as well. And
Thank
then
you.
we'll get into roll call.
roll call, hold on, here we go. I just had everything in my hand now. Oh, here we go, okay. Oscar Martinez,
Here.
Mary Ellen Gibbs, Vice Chair, is here. Ramdot Singh is absent. Lee Chung, absent. Barbara Carr is here. Rita Park Lowe. And Georgia
Easy.
Santiago. Georgia Santiago? No. Okay, take it away, Oscar. Sorry.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. So if we can have our guest speaker go ahead and introduce yourself, and you have the floor.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karen Cherry. I'm Senior Liaison overseeing older adults for the mayor's office out of CAU. I got an email this morning from my colleague. From my understanding, he was invited to your committee meeting, and he realized that it was for older adults, and he's African American liaison. So he sent me the email asking if I could. So I had a few minutes. I said I would jump on and introduce myself and let you know what I do for the mayor and give you my information. And maybe another time I can come back on and answer some questions if you can give me, you know, an agenda of what you wanted to hear from, because this was a short notice. But I did want to acknowledge myself and give my information because I'm citywide. I travel all 5 boroughs on behalf of the mayor, all boroughs. So anything coming about an older adult comes to me, I advise. I also go out on behalf of the mayor when a senior is turning 100 years old or older. If he can't make it, we present proclamations. We have good days, we have bad days, but it all comes to me. It's a fun day. My portfolio has always been older adults. I've been a voice for older adults over 30 years now. And it's a pleasure to be before you. I wish I could stay more and get in more details, but like I said, I have some priors and I had like a little 15-minute gap that I could jump on and say hello to everyone. So on that note, hi.
Thank you. And first and foremost, I love your hat.
Hey, bad hair day. If you saw that hair, you wouldn't say it.
Hey, you know, that's the point of the hat. Not
Yes.
everyone's looking at the hat. But I
Thank you,
love the
thank you.
hat,
Love that.
Thank you.
and pleasure to have you on. Yeah, we'll definitely get a more formal agenda going and just basically map out exactly what we would go ahead and discuss with you. But when it comes to older adults, you said that you cover all 5 boroughs.
All 5
And-
boroughs.
Okay,
All
so that
boroughs.
includes like community events and things like that falls
Any-
under your
Anything dealing with an older adult comes to me. If a city agency is not getting back, I work very closely with the Department of Aging. If you wanted certain things, I would contact with them to make sure that they came out. I'm not really the person that would give the presentation. I would go and get the presentation and the vendors for you. So that's my role. If an agency is not getting back to you, that's my role. Anything dealing with someone not getting back to you from the city, that's my role. Making sure that you get what you need for your constituency.
Okay, amazing.
As well as a senior, my telephone number, I'll give you before I get off, I'll give you my cell, which is 24/7, and my office number here, which I'm here some days and some not because it's 5 boroughs. I travel a lot. I'm at a lot of events. I go to all the senior centers, senior nursing homes, wherever I'm needed to go. I go out on behalf of the mayor. If you have my number, if you know someone in Manhattan, Brooklyn that needs help dealing with elder care, you can share it. It's citywide, like I say.
Oh no, that's amazing. So we'll coordinate through the office as far as contact information goes. But does anyone have any questions or concerns or anything that they would like to address with Ms. Karen?
No.
Well, me and you are definitely gonna have some conversations as far as like city planning and stuff. I have a
Sure.
few ideas, so
Definitely, if you want to do some events, partnership with the mayor's office, older adults, please let me know. I'll be helpful. Right now Alzheimer's is in dementia is something that I'm getting a lot of requests. And we need to be educated on it. So I'm looking for organizations to come out and sit and hold some informational studies for folks,
Okay.
as well as, just being in touch. I was invited out in Manhattan and I did a workshop with one of the senators, and the information she brought for those that are homebound and don't want to come out was just oh my God, just the resources that folks don't know that they have. So I want to try to implement that within the 5 boroughs because Manhattan should be getting no more than the Bronx, Brooklyn. We need to share the information. And that's the part of the role I want to do as well. When I've learned something, I want to be able to share it with you as well as the other boroughs and the other community boards. So please, always allow me, to be informational for you if you need anything.
Most definitely, and I really appreciate it. And like I mentioned, we're going to work together extensively because there's a couple of initiatives I have my eye on that I would definitely love your input on.
Oh, I'll be excited about it. Older adult care is really, really my passion. Sometimes I get myself in trouble with my words. So I have to be very big, very careful. When it's passionate, I was a caregiver for both my parents. I lost my dad in June of last year, and I lost my mom 2014. But going through and taking care of them, I learned so much. And if I wasn't in the position that I was in, I've been in politics over 30 years and didn't have the resources and know the resources. I said to myself, wow, for someone that wasn't connected, how would they get these resources? So that's what always pushed me to be able to make sure that people knew and could find out about what services are there. Because, we eventually wind up taking care of our parents and we become parents, right? But we also want to be informed of, and then it's kind of hard because, as an older adult, they're secretive and they're private and they don't want to give out the information. So sometimes we're not prepared, right? But we have to teach them how to be prepared and to prepare us. And that's one of my goals. And that's something I love trying to do, educating folks to just be aware and know what's coming up. So you'll be able to deal with it.
Yeah, we spoke about that in our last meeting as far as like just getting the word out as far as resources and especially within the local community, just access to information is pretty tough, especially for older adults with technology becoming more prevalent day in and day out. So what I want to do in the committee in general, just wanted to kind of bridge the gap and put our best foot forward as far as making sure that the information is readily available. So we align on initiatives on a lot of different topics and a lot of different sets. So I really can't wait until really sit down and have a conversation with you.
I look forward to, just partnership and introducing myself to other organizations within the Bronx and connecting, the community board, chair for older adults, because it's so needed. I got a phone call today. I have a woman who needs to apply for housing, but she doesn't have a computer. So, not saying that she doesn't want to learn how to go, but she doesn't have access. So my goal now is to put her in contact with maybe a community center or someone, or even myself, if I have to take a tablet, I go out, I travel. If I have to take a tablet and sit there and do applications with her, I will. That's my passion.
That's
Do I have
amazing.
to do it? No, but that's what I want to do, because I would want someone to do that for my mom. But it's very important that we just don't let anybody in our home, because people
Yes.
take advantage of older adults. So you have to be careful with that as well. So if I can pull her out into a senior center where there's people, where I can have witnesses, I would feel more comfortable. Because sometimes just going in someone's home, you don't know the aspect of where they are. So you have to be careful as well.
Most
So
definitely.
that's some of the things that I do.
That's amazing.
All right, so I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna leave you with my cell number, which is 347-939-3965. Again, that's 347-939-3965. I'm dyslexic, so sometimes repeating my numbers get busy. Now, this is my office number. You can leave a message here and it will go to my email if you don't call the cell, which is 1212-788-2701. Again, that's 1212-788-2701. Okay, and my email is kcherry@cityhall.nyc.gov. Again, that's kcherry@cityhall.nyc.gov. Please, you can share that with any older adult, 5 boroughs, as long as it's in New York City. And don't give me somebody in Jersey.
I got you, Long
But
Island.
anyone, not Long Island, within the 5 boroughs.
I
You
got
know,
Hi, Miss
yes.
Cherry.
Yes, Ms.
Hi,
Sharon.
we've met before. I don't know if you remember me. I'm Mary Ellen Gibbs from 1199.
Oh, yes,
I
hi,
work
how
in
are
home
you?
care. If you remember the fight for 15?
Yes.
We've been in Albany together.
Yes. You see that?
What
Yeah.
you brought up, one of the information that you brought up today is so good. Like, I dealt with that with my father. My father was very private, didn't have anything out. He never wanted to discuss it because I guess he was afraid of death. So everything was really crazy when he passed away, to just figure everything out.
Yes.
But, I
And-
appreciate it, and it's good to see you again.
No,
I thought
it's-
that, I was looking at it, I've worked with you before in Albany.
Yeah, usually I have my glasses on and not my hat, so that's
Right,
probably why
exactly.
you.
I love that hat.
Yes.
Thank you for
Thank-
coming to us today.
No, it's my pleasure. I wish I could stay on more, but like I said, if you gave me, an agenda of what you wanted, and if I could address it myself, I will. But if not, if I needed to bring someone else on to address it, I will. But I did not want to ignore, a committee meeting on adults. When my colleague told me that, so I said, listen, I can't stay on, but I can come on and address, and let them know what I do and give my information at a later date if they want to set up something. I didn't have a problem with that, but I look forward to working with every last one of you. It's a pleasure. It's my passion. It's truly my passion. And you'll see I don't play when it comes to my old.
You sound like a real find. A real find. Thank you so much.
No, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I don't have my mom, so you know what? If I
Yeah.
did,
I know the feeling.
you know the feeling, right?
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. You too. You listen, you're
Thank
here
you.
on a Zoom. You don't have to do this. I know this is not a paid position. This is about your community. So y'all keep up the fight and keep that voice for oldest adults.
Thank you.
We need it. Okay. So take care. It's a
You
pleasure.
too.
Everybody has all my numbers, right? And everything.
Yes.
All
yes.
right.
What happened there?
Be safe and remember the flu season. Keep your mask on. You see, I'm in the corner. Bye-bye,
Thank
guys.
you so much.
All right. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye-bye.
That was amazing. So in the same light, so first and foremost, the approval of the minutes from October and December. I was told that there needs to be revision to the minutes. So we're going to pause that and put that into our next meeting in February because I need to just amend a couple of different things and include some more. So there's that. The chairperson's report, it's very brief in the sense that my outlook on this particular committee is that based on my knowledge of the situation as far as older adults, we're at the infancy stage of what I eventually want it to be, where, as we mentioned, getting into the community, spreading some information, and really helping out older adults. Now immersing myself in this world and really learning some of the things going on within the older adult community, which I ultimately want us to help and be a part of. So the goal for 2024, kind of the theme is just really boots on the ground a little bit more, being present as a committee and as certainly as a chair, and just helping older adults enjoy their adulthood, for lack of a better term, and have all of the resources they possibly need and take care of them because, like I mentioned, and I've spoken to some older adults that feel forgotten. We want to reverse that trend and really have them feel loved and looked out for. So for 2024 and beyond, my goal is to really get this committee to be inclusive, boots on the ground, and really working within our community to strengthen the bond between all generations and making sure that the older adults feel included in everything that's going on and looked after, because the way I was raised was you respect your elders, you make sure that they're okay, and you always tend to them just like you would anybody that you care for. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone I'm related to. If I see anyone who's older than me, I do the most to make sure that they're accommodated. So that's the gist of my report. I just want to make sure that the direction of this committee is always going up and up towards the goal is just to now getting into, well, so before I get into anything else or I move on, does anyone have anything to say or anything they want to express? I want to make this as like open forum as possible, just because I just like hearing people's opinion and seeing if there's any brainstorming that we can do as a committee.
So we have Darius, do I have that right? Perez, Ms. Darius Perez from the Methodist Home, that you'd like to speak to us?
Yes, hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
There we go. See,
Hi,
Darius,
good
how did you get
afternoon. My name, does it sound echoey?
Kind of, but not really.
Yes, a little bit. All right, it's good. It's like being in Yankee Stadium.
Wow. Well, my name is Dejaris Perez. I work for the Methodist Home for Nursing and Rehabilitation. My CEO forwarded me this Zoom meeting, and I'm happy that I got to hear you guys speak because I'm very interested in collaborating with the team. I would love to push forward whatever kind of help you guys need with the Committee of Aging. First of all, I wanted to also offer our space in any future reference that you guys may want to have a meeting here or host any event. We'd happily provide the space for free. It's very big and can hold a big amount of people. In addition to that, we do physical therapy in our facility. We host dialysis. We are a 5-star facility in Riverdale. We have private bedrooms for all of our residents. I am definitely interested in contacting Ms. Cherry, who just spoke about what her interests are regarding this population, as well as you, Oscar. I'm definitely open to participating, collaborating. If there's any way that our relationship can grow, I'm definitely open to any opportunity if given. I don't know how I would go about that, but this is new to me. However, I've been in the field for a long time, but it's my first time attending a meeting like this. And whatever feedback you guys have to give me, I'd be happy to definitely help out or just join or whatever I can do, I'd definitely be open to that.
Really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm very open to partnering, and I'm very open to speaking to anyone who's been in the field for any amount of time, just because I'm so green. But I would love to get your contact information so we can brainstorm and really go ahead and have some partnership events. I would like to have one of these meetings in the Methodist home, just to offer a change of scenery and just to see what's being, for lack of a better term, the services within the community.
Absolutely.
So I definitely want to get a lead on that. Probably schedule a tour of the Methodist home myself, if anyone else wants to
Absolutely.
join, of course. But I would like to go ahead and do that, just because it just strengthens my point that I made earlier, where I want to make sure that everyone has as much information, and then also know the resources that they have available to them.
Absolutely. Would you like my contact number? I'm not sure if I should just give it out to you guys here, or should I email?
You can email it to the board office, and they'll relay it to us.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you, and I appreciate it. And we're going to have much more conversations around this topic and more. You're gonna get tired of seeing me.
Great. Sounds like a plan. Thank you so much, Oscar.
Thank you.
Your place has an excellent reputation. The community, because I live in Riverdale too, so it has an excellent reputation. I know a lot of people who go there. The aides that work with myself, that I work with, they say, we love going to the Methodist home, because even if we're working with a client, they treat us like gold when they're there. So, you know,
Yes.
it's like one big happy family, which makes more productive when you're working with people. When you're more happy working, then you're treating the clients and the patients better too, because it's, you know, a great environment. But I hear a lot, and it's nice that you have dialysis there, because a lot of times I've gone out on escorts, they have to bring them there, and it's a lot on them, that people go on dialysis, they get worn out, and it's a big day for them, they get really tired out. So to have it right at their own facility is a plus. So thank you very
so
much.
much, yeah.
I'm the vice chair without you.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna reach out once I get the information from the board office. We're gonna reach out and then schedule something to a little more concrete, so then we can go ahead and make a battle plan and go ahead and get some good work started. So again, I'd love to thank you for even just taking some of your time to hop on this call and speak with us, and it's the start of a blooming relationship.
Yes, I agree. Thank you so much. Anytime.
Thank you. Okay. So next meeting in another site. I would love to do it in the Methodist home. We'll talk about logistics, but is anyone opposed to having the next meeting in a site other than the board office?
No opposing here, Rita?
Oscar, historically, we've had meetings in the Methodist home and in other sites throughout the Riverdale, so this is not new. And yeah, we have met at the community board agent committee has met at the Methodist home before.
Okay, I'm also speaking to the people over at RSS. They said that they would be inclined to host one of our meetings as well. So that's another potential one, but probably going to do our next meeting, if everything works out schedule wise, within the Methodist home, and then go from there.
All right, sounds great. We will stay in touch.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, the last item on our agenda, we already spoke about. I kind of glossed over the 2024 planning session, but to reintroduce it, we had a session last meeting, and we really just brainstormed ideas as far as how we as a committee can be a little more impactful within the community. And we spoke about possibly setting up booths or kind of tables at community events and having information for the older adults readily available. Now, that this is just something that's going to continue to grow. What I'm in the process of doing is compiling a list or a calendar, so to say, of community events, and then figuring out where we're going to get started with what resources. So everyone is going to get an email by the end of the day tomorrow with that comprehensive list of what we have for the first quarter, the first 3 months of this year. And then from there, we would go ahead and discuss what we're going to really focus in on, start small, and then eventually branch out. But the last item on our agenda is the initial discussion of budget priorities for fiscal year 26. Is there anything that we as a committee would like to either focus on or be seen on that budget for the community board? Coffee?
Is there,
Oh,
it-
okay.
go ahead,
No, you guys, because I had to unmute you.
thank you. Is there any expenses you can envision in terms of setting up a table at, say, in front of Key Food or at a Green Market? Are there any expenses involved? I've never done anything like that.
So the only thing I
Might
would
ask for
say,
money to do that.
so the only thing I would say is I would, in terms of that, from a very high level thinking, I would generally just request a budget for the year. And then within that budget, it doesn't have to be an exorbitant amount, but it would be cover the cost of some printing, because we may or may not get those materials from the organizations. And in order to provide the information, I like to be more prepared to share the information and not have to rely on it. If we get it from any organization or any agency, that's great. But if they're not able to provide any kind of pamphlets, information, then we will have to incur the the printing cost. So there. And then I'm sure the office has a table, but if they don't, then I would also put in that, and then we could probably divvy that up within the budget, because more committees can use that in a banner. But just those basic things like they already have pens, and then maybe like office supplies or business cards. That's about it. But aside from that, I would not imagine, from my perspective, too much things that we would need in the budget for the sake of what we're speaking about, boots on the ground within the community. Does anyone have any ideas, anything that we might need? I would say like a coffee or tea budget might work. No? Put that on the calendar. On the budget just for meetings and,
This
you
week
know.
is a crazy week, so I kind of forgot that we were doing this budget thing this week, otherwise. It was a
And it's
nutty
fine, this
week
is
over
an
here,
initial
I was like-
discussion. This is more to just kind of get the juices flowing and really think if there's anything that we would like to put on that or just request, then it's more of just initial discussion. And then when the time comes, how you doing? When the time comes, then we will go ahead and formally request any of those items. But I would say just cause for printing, and then if we need like tables and stuff like that or business cards, but mostly printing from my perspective.
Muted? No. Yeah, you were muted. Now I'm not.
We're not muted
Well,
now.
That's why I came in, I heard you mentioning budget items, needs, I
Yes.
assume, for your committee. Just being enough food is not something we can give a budget on.
No, that was a joke.
Oh, okay, just letting you know. I
No,
would
no,
love
that was
it,
a-
but we can't.
No, don't worry, that was a joke.
Why does it do that? It does.
Because that air machine is on, you gotta
Oh.
turn that off.
Anyone have anything that we would need?
So,
Karen, go
Oscar, I
ahead.
don't remember whether they actually did this last year. I was out sick for probably for like 2 or 3 months, but there had been talk about the aging committee sponsoring a neighborhood event for seniors, and that would be something that would involve a budget. Also, if you're gonna, right, also, I don't know if they actually went through and sponsored something. because again, I was out last year. Also, if you're gonna do tabling, I think there needs to be a discussion about, like, just, there needs to be some general information from the community board, but I think that all the agencies that service older adults in the community need to be contacted and notified, and, just to make sure that everybody who possibly has information can contribute it. I'm not sure that all the professionals or all the organizations know about these meetings. So I'm just throwing that out. And that then they really should be, if there's some type of tabling, that everybody gets an opportunity to contribute something.
Most definitely, and that makes a ton of sense. When I initially said like we may have some reserve budget, things happen in a sense where it's like they want to get us something and it doesn't happen, and we still want the information to be. So that was my thinking of it. Like, I'm very, if this happens, what will we do? But in an ideal sense, they would go ahead and send out all of the paperwork or the information, and then we have them represented. And it would be just like that. We would send out a kind of a request for information for all of them, and just basically tell them what's going on. And that's one of my initiatives as a chair, to be have a little more contact with all of these agencies and organizations throughout our community, and just have a firm grip on what they're doing, their calendar, and then kind of consolidate all of the information and then spit it forward to the older adults. But great point. Thank you so much. Any other suggestions?
We're good.
So you have a list of, like aging committee contacts and things like that?
Yeah, I have it. I took it from the office last time I was there. So
Okay, great.
thank you for that. So I'm making my way down the Rolodex.
The office can always help you expand on that, whatever you need. Your staffer here can help you build that list and make sure they're always included on any event statements or any kind of, meetings that we want them to be aware of.
Okay. Thank you. I hope you feel better too, as far as like speedy recovery.
Got a
So-
chair, I got my crutches, I'm good.
Amazing. So the last part of it is just an open forum. I always like to do this to just make sure that if anyone wants to express anything or suggest anything, this is your time right before we adjourn this meeting. So if anyone has anything they would like to share or suggest, by all means, now is your time to shine. Going once?
Yeah, I have something. Well, just a thought, because you said you had tested COVID positive, and I was out last week with COVID, and I'm really concerned about this virus spreading, and that a lot of our older adults are sick in the community. And I know, at least in our senior center, at least 3 clients right now who are out with something. And I don't know what, if anything, we can do to kind of spread the word or make sure, but I think it's an important topic for older adults, that even though the pandemic is officially over, it's not officially over. It's coming of a pretty bad winter. So I don't know.
We get 3 of them too. We got flu, RSV too, yeah. It's
Right.
The triple threat.
Right. I just feel like we need to publicize and to people that we're concerned, and that, they need to, know to mask up, and if they've been exposed, not to come, to wear a mask, to test on day 5, to maybe, if there's a way to get more kits, COVID test kits out. I know we ran out from our last batch that was donated to us by the Department for the Aging. We ran out of them. But, and more masks at all the facilities and all of that.
That's a great suggestion.
Yeah.
And I will now work a couple of my contacts to get some sent to the office So then if anyone wants to come to, or we can distribute, I don't know which way would be the best, but just getting a donation of mask and COVID test over to the board office is something that is not fairly hard to do, and it will be greatly beneficial within the community. So thank you for that.
And also the, USPS, you can call in and they send out a certain amount to each member of the family, then they mail it
Really?
out to them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's 1 or 2.
yeah, you get two, I think 2 per family or something.
I didn't even know that. Very nice.
To put together some kind of flyer of information for people to get, this is where you can reach out to get COVID test kits or.
So I have a question.
Great idea.
Has the community board or the agent committee in particular ever worked with the Riverdale Times on collaborating on getting some space there? As far as like just advisory, maybe like on a weekly basis or bi-weekly? And this is just another layer of kind of getting this kind of advisory word out.
Whenever we have an event or something happening, I inform them and they will post it. So that's something we can do, like, that's why I also say having some kind of flyer that we could also post to the community. We should work on collecting some information from, like you say, the BP's office has a link where you could reach out. The US Postal Service, the federal government, I'm sure has some kind of thing where you could request. I know schools have something where you can request. So maybe we could figure out who's offering that right now that people can immediately reach out to on their own. And that would just be a flyer to send out of information that people could use. Also, as an office, we can, like you said, in your contacts, we could reach out to other city agencies to send us what they have if they can.
Okay. All right.
We can mention that on the flyer. You can reach out to the community board office to reserve, kits or whatever, and we'll get it, someone can come pick it up, or we'll figure out how to get it to them.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Okay, great. Anyone have anything else? Thank you, Sharon.
Sure.
Would we want to reach out to the Riverdale Press, have a column every week or every 2 weeks of what the community board is doing, including our committee?
No, they post we have a
They
special
post
post of all our meetings. If we wanted to do something that you're saying, then we would have to buy, we don't have a budget for that, to buy a spot in there right now. They do post all of our monthly meetings and things that are happening. They also post what's on all the time, any events or things that we're doing. So they are very responsive in that way.
All right. Something to think about. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, second.
I don't have the gavel on me, but
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
there you go.
That's
Okay.
recording.
Where's that?
Yes.
Under
Thank you guys so much.
Okay, feel better.
Thank you. I mean, I don't feel terrible right now, so
Yeah,
I'm
feel better.